We always dig into a lot of interesting stuff, but this is going to be a good one, I think. We're talking all about dads today.
Yeah, it's always good to switch things up, right?
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about moms a lot and the impact they have, which obviously huge. But we had someone send in some articles all about the role of fathers in
Mhm.
how kids develop. And I got to say, color me intrigued.
Yeah, for sure. And it's something that really deserves a closer look. We often focus on the nurturing side of parenting, but these articles you shared really highlight the unique ways fathers impact their kids' lives. It's really interesting stuff.
I was really struck by this one article that called Fathers Pillars of Emotional Well-Being. I mean, is that not the perfect way to put it?
It is, and it gets at something really essential about fatherhood. It's not just about being a presence, it's about creating a sense of security and stability. And the research backs this up. Children with involved fathers tend to have higher self-esteem, better emotional regulation, all that good stuff.
That makes me think about that one study in the articles where they found that kids who read with their dads regularly had lower cortisol levels.
Yeah.
So basically less stress.
Exactly, a perfect example. It all comes back to that sense of security, consistency, routine. It's so important for kids emotionally. It lays the foundation for healthy relationships. Later on, helps them deal with challenges, all that.
Oh, it's like the bedrock.
Exactly.
And speaking of foundations, these articles also got into the impact dads have on cognitive development.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I was surprised by some of it.
It's not all about like times tables and long division,
No.
right? One of the studies found that fathers were way more likely to engage in physical play with their kids, encourage a little risk taking, obviously within reason.
Right, of course.
But that kind of play actually stimulates brain development, helps with problem solving, spatial reasoning, even.
So like building a pillow fort suddenly seems like a brain booster. Sign me up.
Exactly. It's all about encouraging exploration, trial, and error, figuring things out.
Yeah,
Those are skills you need throughout life, not just when you're a kid.
for sure. And we can't forget the role dads play in social development and gender, too. The articles talked about how fathers offer such a different perspective than mothers and how valuable that is for kids.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Kids learn about social interaction from watching their parents, of course, but they also pick up on these subtle cues about gender roles expectations.
Yeah.
And because fathers often interact with the world a little differently than mothers, they give their kids a whole new way of looking at those things.
It's like dads are giving their kids a different map to navigate the world.
Yeah, I like that.
One of the articles even mentioned how fathers might encourage more assertive communication styles, while mothers might prioritize empathy and listening.
Mm,
And you need both, right?
absolutely.
And
It's
it,
all about that balance. Exposing kids to different approaches helps them develop a wider range of social skills, and that's what lets them adapt to different situations, different people.
I can see that. Makes you think about your own upbringing, too. Like all the ways, even in his own way, my dad shaped how I am in the world. And it really highlights how it's not just one or the other, right? It's the combination of both parents' influences that helps a child grow and develop.
Couldn't agree more. And while we've been focusing on fathers today, it's important to remember that families come in all shapes and sizes. The most important thing is the love, support, and guidance a child receives no matter who's raising them.
So true.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. It really got me thinking. And it leaves me with this question. How can we do a better job of supporting fathers and father figures, regardless of family structure? That's something we all need to think about.
I agree completely.
Really interesting stuff. Thanks for diving into this with me.
Yeah.
Until next time.